Welcome back to the Ben and Rich YouTube channel. Well guys, another How Tuesday here for you today. So if you saw what I just pulled in, we got the wife's hot rod back in here. The 2015 Chevy Tahoe. Just getting back from a little family vacation. We went over to good old Niagara Falls in the Canadian side there. So that was a good time if you've ever been there. But we noticed we had a little radiator leak. I know, what's up with Brian and radiators? We had one on a Silverado. We had cooling fan issues on the old Vibe. So it happens, right? Leaks happen. So it is what it is. But I wanted to bring you along for this adventure. I wanted to show you guys the ins and outs and the how-tos of changing your radiator on your 15 Tahoe, right? You never know. You might have to do one soon. Hopefully not. All right, let's get the old hood popped. You know how to do this if you got yourself one of these Tahoes. If not, she's down here on the bottom somewhere. There we go. So realistically, guys, this one has electric fans, so we should be able to remove the electric fans and hopefully fish the radiator out without too much trouble. So we do have an air box assembly's gonna get out of the way, and then you'll see it's kind of tucked under here. And obviously I'll get you some better lighting, of course, but get all this stuff out of the way, the basics. We're pretty much gonna need the 8mm for our air box. That'll be out of the way. A couple squeezy clamps, we'll get our squeezy clamp pliers. And then see what we got for oil cooler lines, because this does have them, and trans cooler lines. So again, we're gonna have to deal with that too when we get to that point. So let's dig in. So here's a little tidbit for you guys. We started on the Camaro exhaust. I did order a super Chinesium 3-inch exhaust, and that should have been today's video. But I ordered long tube headers. I did. And I don't tell you about it yet, but I did order long tube headers before I had to. For you guys tagging into all the videos there, there's a little, snippet for you. The S10, she's coming right back in after this because the Camaro's back outside with no exhaust on it, poor car. But she just sound way better. And she's gonna be really freaking loud, so you'll appreciate that. In the race, that was a good time. I'm gonna try to cut back on that stuff. I know some of you guys don't really tune into too much of that, so you won't see a ton of racing, but like I said before, it's one of the things we enjoy doing, so it's hard not to want to bring it to you guys as well. So let's get back to why you're here. This unit. Go ahead and pull your hose clamp. And then there is a couple pinch connect pieces here. Basically, you'll depress the little gray clip. And that kind of just twists out of your way. There we go. That just pops up. And I like to just pull it loose right at the air filter assembly because we're not messing with that. So first things first, guys, what I like to do is pull these plugs. So you'll see this gray tab, kind of a bear. Well, that one broke, but once them are out of the way, it'll allow you to release the connector. There we go. All right, we also got our oil or trans cooler lines, and again, these guys have a little retainer clip, and you'll basically we'll hook that with a pick and pop that out real fast. Now you don't want to lose these. Now the new radiator should come with them, but if you're taking it out otherwise, but yeah, those little clips, you'll have one up top and at bottom for the other hose. Let's see if I can get you a better shot of the lower one down there. Same result. All right, so our biggest goal is to get these fans out of our way. So small things like that breather hose, kind of just pop out of the way. I like to just kind of hook it out of the way. And then there is, let's see here. We have these mounts for the oil cooler lines. So you'll see what'll happen. We'll just kind of pop them out with a flat blade screwdriver or something there. All right, so Oil cooler lines, same thing, just kind of a bigger version of them trans cooler lines. Same E-clip style clip. Just pick that dude out of there. And then again, there's one at the bottom the same way. It's really hard to show you guys on camera, but you'll see it when you're definitely peeking down there. And once we get the radiator, I can show you that a little better. But once these are out of the way, then we can fish this fan assembly out. Okay guys, down here at the lower hose, you want to try to not do what I just did, but you'll see you can open up the little barn door here and your hose will be free from that. Well, on this one, I broke the damn clip. Normally it'd pop in right there, little Christmas tree deal. That didn't last long. All right, so you have a 10 millimeter on either side for the fans. All right, we got those lines out of our way, and then we got the 210s, so this thing should come right out of here. And it is kind of a, you got to kind of fish it around everything, but it will definitely eventually come out. There we go. Just so you can't say, Brian, you didn't warn me, there is a tranny line right here that goes up to the AC condenser. It's really hard to see, but that guy was kind of caught on one of the brackets as well. So you may have to fuss with that one for just a hot minute there. So next step, guys, we do have to pull this off. You're asking yourself, why? Well, the AC condenser bolts in front of the radiator and it kind of attaches to it. So I was trying to get the fans out of the way to be quick. So next thing, pull this off, we'll expose the rest of our mess. All right, so here's where the fun begins. So in the front here is a cover that kind of connects the AC condenser slash transmission cooler to the radiator. So you can kind of see our tranny line does wrap around, and there is a junction right there we can disconnect. Or, well, not or, and I should say, on this end there's another one. So that one kind of bridges around. Now we're gonna have to do away with this one. We're gonna have to pop that out. That'll allow us to basically at that point tip the radiator forward, because we're trying to separate the two from the condenser. We don't want it to pull all this crap out of the way, guys. We're trying to save time. Of course, it's what we do. So basically down here, let me show you real fast. You can start to see a bolt, right? The problem is the head is on the other side. So we're gonna get in there and fish that guy out, and I'm gonna show you that real fast. And then we have our two 13s on either side. Now that should hopefully allow us to tip it far enough forward so we can get a ratchet wrench on there and get rid of that other bolt. That is the only two things holding those together. Then we should be able to tip the radiator forward, separating it from the condenser, and then hopefully fish it out of there. Hopefully. So somebody already did us a favor. They got a couple screw clamps down here. So I'm gonna have to probably approach them from the bottom side. But normally you'd have a spring clamp on this thing, guys, and then it'd just work like any other squeezy clamp. So I'm gonna try fishing them out real quick. Again, them are 5/16. You probably won't have screw clamps down there, but I do. So let me take them off real fast. Guys, I should have invested in the kiddie pool. I'm telling you, I had one of the fellow viewers say, get a damn kiddie pool. I haven't done that yet, and it would have saved me, you know, another lovely mess. But if you don't expect to make a mess doing a radiator, well, you probably should do a radiator. All right, so don't forget your little hose here. And then we did also take off the short little jumper line from the AC condenser transcooler thing there to the radiator, get that out of our way. We'll go ahead and pull our 13s here. All right, so this is where it gets tricky, and this is where the frustration will start to grow. Right here, guys, your AC condenser slides into the radiator, and that's actually what hangs onto it. So we got to be able to release these fingers to get that AC condenser to kind of slide up out of the way, and then we can tip the radiator forward. So I'm gonna work on that, see if I can show you the best angle. And now remember, if you're replacing the radiator, don't hesitate to cut that. You know what I mean? If something you just give it a little slit and break it off or something, it ain't the end of the world, right? Put a new one in. Just don't break the condenser side. Not good. All right, so realistically, you can kind of apply pressure with a screwdriver just to get it past that leading edge, and it should pop up. So realistically, this is the only tang holding that. So if you were to go ahead and, you know, maybe break that off like I just did, it's gonna make it easier to get it out of there. Now granted, is that the right way if you're putting that exact radiator back in? Absolutely not, but we don't care because we're not. So go ahead and break the other one, and then let's get this apart, and then when we go to hook it back in, it'll slide in much easier, trust me. This top cover here, this will kind of hang back, and you will start to see it separate. So just remember, the idea when GM put this together was to put it together as a cassette, right? They dropped this whole module in, right? That's gonna be your AC condenser, your radiator, everything stacked together as one big piece of pie. We just gotta cut it into pieces. Same thing over here, make your choice. Again, I know what I'm doing on this one, so as long as it's depressed behind that or you break her off, it don't matter. All right, so here's that 10 millimeter. It's on the back side. Now, granted, could we just take a Sawzall and nip that off for now? Yes. Are we gonna deal with it later? Abso-freaking-lutely. So I'm trying to, what I like to do, and it's kind of pain in the butt, guys, and it is time consuming, but I have a flex head 10 millimeter, and I can actually get back there and loosen it. All right, change of plans, guys. Okay, so yes, we cut that. Is there other ways? Yes, but what I'm gonna do now when we put it back in is we'll take the J-nut clip, we'll put it on the other side, and we can fish the bolt from the front side. It'll make way more sense when you get it out of there. Right now, once the radiator's out, we can get right to it. So it's just the same, but different. All right, so the idea is now is to lift up the AC condenser, and then you should be able to separate it from the radiator like I just did on both sides. All right, now that it's separated, guys, you should pull it right out of there like a normal old radiator. Look at that. Easy as pie. Just remember, guys, there's things you'll have to transfer. Pull your rubber grommets off, and then we'll have to pull these insulators up here as well and transfer it to the new radiator, and they just kind of pop out once you get the sleeve out of the way. Don't need this anymore. So I wanted to give you a little better angle of what I cut off. So this was just a tab to hold this support bracket. Now we can get to it, and then what we'll do is we'll take the J-nut, and I'll show you here in a second, and put it on the radiator. Then we can fish the bolt the other way this time, so we're gonna reinstall it. Way more user-friendly. So let me get that loose, and I'll show you how that goes together, guys. All right, so that J-nut, or whatever you wanna call it, just kind of pry it off of there. Just slides off like that, and then we're gonna transfer it to that other end there. That way, now we can put the bolt from the other side, and it's easy to get to, guys. Sometimes this makes life easier when you gotta make your own way. All right, so make sure you always check this stuff. Transfer your rubbers over. You always want to be protected. That's what she said. You always want to be protected. And when you go to install these upper ones, these pieces here, take note on how they go, because this shoulder is meant to meet against the core support, and then the large flat washer obviously sits on this side. So before you put it in, get those sorted out, and always check these, because these things here, guys, are never tight, okay? And then you see how these J-nuts are? That's all we transferred over on that other line. So now we can fish our bolt through here, and it tightens this way, and we can actually get to the damn thing. Let's get her put in. All right, so here's some of the tricky stuff, guys, that you kind of can't really film very well, but you can see them flags, just line them back up, and that condenser will snap right on your radiator just like it took it apart. But don't break this one because you need it, you know, that helps. But we're gonna go ahead and get that part snapped together. I'll tune back in, we're tightening bolts. All right, valid mistake made, learn from it. Pull the air box out, it saves you a ton of screwing around. I was able to tip it forward more just to allow that clip there to latch. So, and then I did get that bolt in to show you that. So basically, again, guys, same exact result, just now you can get to the damn thing if you ever have to get back in here again. So, remove air filter assembly, step one, and then do everything else that you saw already. So, we're gonna go ahead and now we can put our radiator fasteners in, get them tucked back home, and then get our fan in. All right, folks, last piece of the puzzle, at least from a, you know, bolting on standpoint. Don't forget your hose clamps, and then these will snap back on. And then make sure you go back and touch everything and check everything. Just make sure your clips are all in and your little safety cages over those clips are good. Don't forget to plug your fans in. Almost did that. Let me get the slam back on real fast, and we'll give you a last little preliminary check over. All right, guys, make sure you put your coolant in it. Don't forget that part. But just remember, we did do what? We changed the radiator, right? What was tied to that radiator? Tranny cooler lines, oil cooler lines, okay? Check your oil, check your transmission fluid. And I did have a guy chime in on a video I did once before. Make sure you guys let these things run long enough for the thermostat to open. And always check your coolant after the fact. You may rip it around town. May have had an air bubble. May have dropped down. Check your level. It's nice to let it cool down the next day, just because you get a more accurate reading that way. But either way, keep an eye on that stuff. Well, there it is, guys. We got it running. We're gonna let it sit here and warm up. And of course, make sure your door's open, all right? Don't be silly. Make sure you got a hose out or whatnot. But on that note, guys, I mean, we're gonna get back to the fun stuff, I promise you that. But I like to throw these in there for some of the folks I can help out. You know, it's what it's about. Free information, can't go wrong, right? S10, coming soon. Of course, you know it is. On that note, guys, from me and this beautiful Tahoe of my wife's rig here, you can do it yourself. Just remember, it's only nuts and bolts. We'll see you on the next one, guys.